big bad
Hey y'all, my name
John.
is John Mitchell. I'm a certified financial
Big
coach.
John.
The purpose of this video and this channel is to teach you how to master the personal finance basics. In today's video, we're going to be discussing how much dividend income my $57,000 portfolio made for the month of April. I am currently an active duty soldier in the United States Army, and one challenge I face while being in is creating extra income outside of my regular job. And that's what led me to learning about dividend stocks. I realized through investing in dividend stocks, whether I'm in the field or working late nights doing inventories, I can still earn a little bit of passive income that will grow throughout my military career. With all that being said, let's jump into my portfolio review. Jumping into my dividend portfolio sheet, I'll give you a quick orientation and then we'll jump into everything else. So this front here is my overview. We have things like price, current value, percentage of account, shares, cost basis, and more. From there, we jump to dividend growth. So I've begun tracking my year-over-year dividend growth. I have income where I track all my monthly paychecks, which is fun. I have a data sheet that projects how much my portfolio should be growing into the future. Uh, I also did the same thing for my kids' UTMA account. And then last but not least, we have this little journey to retirements graph for visual effect. Jumping into our dividend overview, first on the top, I have my taxable bridge account. It's all the investments are done after tax for reference. I have my Roth IRA, and then last but not least, I have my kids' uniform gift to Minors Act at the bottom, or transfer to Minors Act, to be either or. We have a couple of headings here. I've already covered the ones to the left. If we get to the big meat here, we have the dividends per share. We have the yield cost basis, so that's it's the dividend based on when I bought the stock originally. This is the yield if you bought the stock as of May 3rd, which the markets, of course, closed this weekend, but as of would have been this past Friday. We have the income I expect to receive year to date for the month of March. And then we have the income I should receive year to date for the month of April by next year. And then this is total income received for 2026. Jumping into some changes for the month, we added, if you didn't see on my shorts, again, if I'll have those shorts linked up here now, we bought a new stock to the portfolio. Yay! Big yay there. The ticker is AMH, and they say REIT that invests in rental houses in Maryland. That quick fact there. For fun, their dividend per share is 33 cents, and their current yield, based on my cost basis, is 4.171%, which is a great start to add a new stock to the portfolio. I have a clerical mistake to clear up again. For those of you who are wondering why I had $1.07 per share for CM, that's Canadian dollars, and I realized I made that mistake, so I fixed that now for 25 or 26, and then I went back to 2025 and adjusted that number as well, so that my yields are appropriate for calculating my growth in the future. So this has been adjusted to 78.74. And then my yield, of course, adjusted accordingly. So it's not red because it didn't go down per se, but I did have to make an adjustment because I was using Canadian dollars and not USD. So we made that fix there. Also of note, I've seen some discrepancies over how much CM paid per dividend. So suffice to say, my brokerage says one thing. I have their like the bank website that says another thing, and then I have another third party that says another thing. I'll have those screenshots pop up too. And I don't know what they're supposed to be paying, but it looks like we did receive less dividend for CM from January to April. So something we'll dive into a little bit more later on, but just want to make you aware of that as well. We finally sold CubeSmart. It was time for them to go. Their dividend growth was minimal to almost none, so it was time they had to get out of here. MSTR has finally started to show some growth here, or some regaining of capital or value. For those of you who don't know, this isn't a dividend play at all. This is to see, can I invest in some volatile stocks with a high beta value that will spike, I can sell off, and then take that short-term gains income and invest it into my dividend stocks. So that's something I'm working with there. And it's finally we're in the green on that, which is great. And honestly, nothing else to really report here. If we kind of close out the bottom, our total value for the taxable account is $29,000, just over that. Our cost basis yield is 4.957%, with a yield of, if you bought everything today, of 3.732%. Received year to date is a 349.96, and then a year from today, this portfolio should receive 1143, which I think it'll be higher than that because I'm investing into it in the future. If we jump down to the Roth IRA, there's nothing to report here. We did get some payments, which we'll talk about in a minute, but no dividends changed, no yields changed. So all is good there. Our total for the Roth IRA value is 27,965. Our cost basis yield is 3.459% with a standard yield of 3.179%. A month from now, or a year from now, excuse me, we should get about $853.62. But again, we're continuing to invest in this monthly specifically, so this will go up, of course. Year to date, we have made $296.54. For the total portfolio, and again, this is for my wife and I, we just have a value of just over $57,000 with a cost basis yield of 4.222%, with a yield if you bought everything today of 3.46%. A year from now, we should be making just shy of $2,000 a month. But like I said, we should surpass this number hopefully by the end of the year, which would be awesome. Year to date, we have received $646.50 in dividends in our total account. Jumping down to the kids' portfolio, and then we'll close out this section. Uh, he also, yeah, CM, he has CM as well, so the same clerical change there. But other than that, no real changes. His total value is just over $2,200 with a cost basis yield of 2.863%, with yield if you bought everything today of 2.61%. A year from now, he should have made $72.72, and then income year to date is $17.71. Like and subscribe to this video as it helps me see what content you all like and want to see in the future. Jumping over to the next tab, we have the dividend growth one. So on this tab, I track the annual growth from 2025 to 2026, and this will continue to grow. If I take the time, I might build back a couple years, but I'm just tracking what I've been doing for videos. Which actually, this is our 12th video. So a year from now, if you can go back, you can see my first video, which I did in April. I did the numbers back to the beginning of 2025, but now I've been doing this for a year. So thank you all for the year of accountability. Nothing has changed in growth here for AMH. Just a quick reference. They were paying 30 cents a share last year. They were paying 33 cents. Should be hopefully for the rest of the year this year. So they have a 10% growth, which fits well into our goal of having a minimum of 4% dividend yield, and then having a percentage growth of 10% year over year. So they're a great fit into the portfolio. I'm excited to see how they grow into the future. If we move on to the next tab with our income sheet, we can see our different paychecks here. We had Allstate, CM, CubeSmart, FRO, QSR, VC Properties, and then the treasury account that I have through Fidelity. What sucks about these is, and y'all don't see this, I'll have to show you sometime. This is all my post-tax numbers. Like for example, CM, I actually get paid like $43 every quarter for that, but that's been knocked down because of taxes, not just American taxes, but also Canadian taxes. That's one con of investing in foreign stocks. Now you do get these taxes, the foreign taxes back from the government, but you still pay a good chunk of taxes up front, so that kind of sucks. But either way, I make up for that by investing more than that stock takeout every month to keep that growth going, because I believe in what I'm doing. For the month of April, we made just over $136 in dividends, which is our new all-time high. For the year, we had made $349.96 in the taxable account. Jumping down to the Roth IRA, we received dividends from ADP, Allstate, Primary Shares I, EOG, Bank of the Ozarks, and the SPACs account, which is just the cash account for my Roth IRA. We made $88.68 in there. Not our highest, but still a high one, which is great. Year to date, we received over $296 in our Roth IRA, which is fantastic. Our portfolio total for the month of April was just over $229. And again, year to date, we received just over $646 in dividends. Jumping down to my kids' account, the uniform transfer to minors account. For the month, he got CM dividends, Realty Income Corp, Bank of the Ozark, and the SPACs account. He just got over $9 this month for dividends, which is great. It's one thing for me to invest money for him, but to have his portfolio grow itself as well is just great. It's better to have two people working on it than one. So I'm glad to be doing that for him. And then year to date, he's received $17.71 in this portfolio. Jumping over to our data sheet, we can see my projected growth over time. Our yield last year, again adjusted because I had to fix CM, was 4.180% last year, with a monthly dividend of $97.27. with an annual of 1167.24. Our growth, so this is based from this year to next year. I should probably bump that column down, but we'll worry about that later. Our value has just increased by just under $10,000. We're almost there. Our yield is 4.222%. The reason why that was higher before was because I had CM at $1.07 per share. And when that's my largest holding and you adjust that, that's going to drop that. But that's okay. We should see CM increase their dividend in December like they did last year. So we should see this number continue to climb throughout the rest of the year. A monthly dividend for 4 months is $161, which feels great. It feels cool. With our annual dividend so far of 1,900, or projected annual by the end of the year of $1,939.50. With my tentative goal of trying to make $10,000 a month in dividends, we're looking as of now at about 26 years to achieve this goal. We'll have a more accurate idea at the end of this year when this number finally fills in and we have an accurate picture of how much our dividends grew from January of this year, or really December of this year, or December of last year, excuse me, to December of this year. Last but not least, we have my kid's journey to retirement. We can see I didn't keep track of his growth. He didn't really have much in dividends last year. His current yield is here with his average monthly there, or excuse me, I got to divide that by 4. With his average monthly there, how much he should receive by the end of the year, and then again, we'll see what that growth is at the end of this year. But all of it is pretty exciting stuff. I hope y'all got something out of today's video. I hope what you've seen today is, through growing a dividend portfolio, you can begin to make passive income no matter what it is you're doing in your everyday life. Yes, it takes a little bit of work to set up, but if you have the desire to build an asset that pays you every single month or quarter, this is the thing for you. If you're looking for a financial coach to help you better understand a dividend portfolio, sign up for a free appointment today with the link in the description or the comment section down below. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see y'all in the next video.